Hi, I'm Ariel. You're watching She Wants the Diction, and today I'm going to be doing a thrifted book haul. Now, I do realize it's been over a month since I posted on this channel. I was kind of basically taking the longest break that I've taken in the 3+ years that I've had this channel. And I don't want to, I guess, go super into, all the reasons that I was feeling depressed and discouraged. And, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably know a little bit about it, but I don't want to go super into it because I just realized people don't care. Especially when you're a smaller channel, like, it just doesn't matter, why you weren't posting or why you took a break. No one cares. Just get back into posting. I don't ever want it to sound like I'm ungrateful for the people that, follow and enjoy my channel. But it does suck knowing that, the majority of the subscribers I have are ones that have been sent over because of other white booktubers, not really because of anything that I'm personally doing well. It sucks knowing that, and it sucks knowing that a lot of those subscriptions were performative because I don't see any engagement from those. There's kind of just people sitting there and not really watching or interacting with me or my videos. And so, yeah, I just don't want to go super in depth. I feel like I could make a whole video talking about why I've just been discouraged about doing the whole book thing lately, even though obviously you guys know I'm a compulsive reader. I love reading. I will always read. I read, throughout my lifetime, way before I ever had this channel. I will continue to read after, if there ever comes a day when I stop doing this channel. So maybe I will talk about that in the future, but that's not what this video is going to be about. And for now, I just realized I have to keep focused on what were my goals in making the channel? What was my purpose in making the channel? And it was for, to make things for people like me, to help people like me. If there's someone out there that just feels alone, I have to keep focused on what I'm trying to do with the channel and hype myself up, because the reality is that when you are a marginalized person, there are not going to be that many people cheering you on. There's not going to be the encouragement. There's not going to be the rewards. There's not going to be the recognition that a lot of other people get much more easily. You're not going to have that. And so you have to be your own best advocate and your own best cheerleader. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. If I need to take a break and then come back, that's what I'm going to do. And I have been posting like book related stuff on my side channel, which is where I do ASMR. Now, I know not everyone likes ASMR, so I have been, courteous enough to keep that on a separate channel. Even though it's my channel, I could technically do whatever I want. But if you're interested in the side channel, it's Purple Lotus ASMR. But today I'm going to do a book haul. These are books from basically, I think I went to 3 or 4 different Goodwills yesterday looking for. My friend is getting married in about a month, and I ordered a dress from offline that did not end up looking the most flattering on me, and so I am basically in panic mode trying to find something else that will work, and so that's why I went to all these Goodwills, and of course along the way I ended up picking up these books. Still haven't found the dress, by the way, so yeah, I'm still internally panicking, but I just wanted to share, I guess, a book haul, because thrifted books are, my favorite type of book haul. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I think I've talked enough. Okay, the first book I'm going to talk about is Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. I've already read this, I believe, earlier this year, and I actually ended up giving my vintage copy that I had to my brother. So I kind of needed to replace it, and these are like the new covers, and this is just a paperback from Vintage International, so basically I just wanted to replace this in my collection. If you don't know, this is a highly autobiographical novel that talks a lot about the Black community, specifically as relates to Harlem and the Baptist Church. And I think it also, as Baldwin is famous for doing, criticizes a lot of those aspects of the church. And also, I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but I do feel that this is a queer book, sort of a queer coming of age. And I feel like it should be listed on, like more lists. When people think of queer coming of age stories, I feel like they don't gravitate to this one. And I feel like it's maybe because a lot of people don't even know that it's queer or that James Baldwin was queer. So, okay, next I got Undersong, Chosen Poems, Old and New, Revised Edition by Audre Lorde. And so I guess this is one of her poetry collections that was published in the 90s. I actually did not even know about this specific collection. I haven't really read any of her poetry yet, so I'm super excited to do that. Like, I know of her poetry collections, like the Black Unicorn and stuff like that, but I haven't actually read anything yet, so yeah, I'm super excited for this. The lowest I think I saw it going for was like $17 online. So I think it is relatively rare, and I got it for $2 to $3, so that's nice. Okay, the next book I have is also a book of poetry. It is Walking the Black Cat, Poems by Charles Simic, and I just liked the title on this one. I don't usually buy random booklets of poetry, and I also just liked the black and white picture. I also just like black cats. Like, I don't understand why there's like superstitions against them and stuff like that, because I feel like they're super cute and adorable, and it's just, superstition is just so like silly to me. So anyway, basically the title got me on this one. I don't know this poet, you know, never read anything by him. I'm just hoping, I guess, that it'll be good. The front says winner of the Pulitzer Prize, which doesn't necessarily guarantee that this will be quality, but, you know, it does give you a little hope. The next one that I have is Luna. This is by Julie Ann Peters, and I recognize this cover because I've seen it before, I think on a list of queer books. Specifically, I believe the main character of this book is trans, and I do believe it is young adult, but, you know, I will make an exception for reading YA when it's queer YA. And yeah, that's all I really know about it. That's all I really need to know, you know. Okay, the next book I've got is called Dead Blondes and Bad Mothers, Monstrosity, Patriarchy, and the Fear of Female Power. This is by Sady, Doyle, and first of all, I like this cover. The back says, women have always been seen as monsters. Men from Aristotle to Freud have insisted that women are freakish creatures capable of immense destruction. Maybe they are, and maybe that's a good thing. So I'm really interested in the examination of women from the perspective of monsters, and specifically I feel like I have a personal connection to this because this might seem just kind of silly, but basically in high school, I was in a tech class that was like majority male. I was like literally, I'm pretty sure the only girl in the class. And I had this, I mean, it was like a dude that I was friends with and like knew and got along with and everything. But we had kind of like this antagonistic thing where like he would call me Medusa, mostly because of my hair, which if you don't know, I don't know why you wouldn't know, but Medusa is like the goddess that when she looked at something turned it to stone, and she had like hair of snakes and all that shit like that. But there's like more to it, like she was cursed and stuff like that. And I actually wrote a poem in response like later about being called Medusa, and just kind of being like, yeah, I wish I was Medusa. Like maybe I'll share the poem on Instagram so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I just feel like I'm interested in women, monsters, goddesses, sort of the intersections of that, exploring it. And normally this is the type of nonfiction book that I would really only get through on like audiobook, I feel like. But yeah, I hadn't really heard of it. I don't know, you know, who this author is, but yeah, I'm super interested in just an examination of, you know, monsters in pop culture and things like that. Because I see here it's talking about the biblical Lilith, the craft, just different things that I feel like are going to be super interesting. So yeah. Okay, and the next book I picked up is this beautiful copy of Long Live the Tribe of Fatherless Girls. This is a memoir by T. Kira Madden. And again, I usually tend to get through memoirs on audiobook, but I really liked the cover of this one. And also, I didn't even realize what this book was about. Like, I feel like I've seen it around on Bookstagram and things like that, but when I flipped it open, it says, a coming of age and reckoning with desire as a queer biracial teenager. And I was like, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. I am also queer and biracial. Like, that's all I need to know. Okay, the next book I've got is called Myths of the Female Divine, Goddess. And I was pretty skeptical of this just because it's by two men, David Leeming and Jake Page. But I am interested in, like, you know, mythology, and I feel like I've read a book like this before that wasn't very good. Like, I'll put the picture of what the book was because I can't remember it right now. And I feel like there are a lot of books like this out here. But I also don't want to not give this a chance just because it's written by two men. I feel like that would be kind of implying that only women can study women's studies and gender studies and things like that, and it's just not true. Now, would I prefer for this to be written by a woman or, you know, someone who is outside of the gender binary? Yes, but I'm also just going to give this a chance because I feel like it's just talking about different like goddesses throughout time and sort of different incarnations of the goddess. Like, we have these sections, the birth of the archetype, earth goddess, the flowering of the archetype, great mother, the male in the archetype, fertility goddess, the undermining of the archetype, goddess abused, the sublimation of the archetype, goddess disguised, and the return of the archetype, goddess revived. So I just feel like this, I just want to see, I guess, since there's a lot of these books, I want to see how this one, I guess, measures up. Okay, the next book I've got is called Bright Star. This is Love Letters and Poems of John Keats to Fanny Braun, and apparently this was made into a movie. I had no idea. The reason I picked this up is that I used to listen to a podcast that was specifically about sex, and it was called The Heart, and, well, basically about sex and intimacy. And I really enjoyed that podcast, like, back in the day. This was like several years ago that I was listening to this, and they had all kinds of stuff on there, but one episode was specifically talking about like these kinky ass letters that this couple would send to each other, and John Keats, I'm pretty sure, is like a famous poet. And so I'm thinking this is gonna be like some freaky 1800s shit, and like I'm down for it. And also I really need to know, is this Ben Whishaw? Because like I crushed on him so hard, and like if this is him, I probably like need to watch this movie, like straight up. Okay, and the next book that I have is The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. And I've seen this one around, wasn't really super interested in reading it. I don't know why, because I haven't even tried this author yet. But I just kind of flipped it open and I don't know, it looked interesting. I guess I just figured it was kind of time for me to give it a chance. Okay, and the next book I've got, I really tried to hold myself back from buying because I was like, you do not need this. Anyways, it's called Creative Walls, How to Display and Enjoy Your Treasured Collections. And this is one of those like home decor type books. I've just been enjoying looking through picture books lately, which is the main reason that I bought this. On the weekends, I feel like, you know, I'm so tired from the week that like I have hardly any brain power to actually physically read. So I've just been flipping through like a bunch of photography books, art books, I guess decor books, anything that basically doesn't involve a ton of reading. Like last weekend I was reading Calvin and Hobbes, and then when I was in Goodwill the other day, I saw this collection. It's a Magical World. I have the one that's Weirdos from Another Planet. But so anyways, I loved reading Calvin and Hobbes. When I was a kid, I would just spend hours like sitting there paging through these collections, and like I didn't understand every single joke, but I still loved it because I felt like the comic like wasn't talking down to me, if that makes sense. Yeah, I just loved everything about it, and I think it's aged like actually pretty well. Like it still holds up and everything, and it's still funny. So yeah, when I saw this for $2, I was like, oh, I have to add to my collection, because I would love to have all of the Calvin and Hobbes books. Like have a complete collection and everything like that. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna be slowly collecting them over time. Okay, and the next book I've got is called Aphros? Not sure. Obviously this cover with the naked lady drew me in. The colored pages, we all love that. And then, so I'll just read you guys this. The first great novel about a daring and beautiful sexual therapist by the author of the best-selling Daughters of Longing. And then the back, strangers, they came together on a luxurious, secluded California estate. Their goal, men and women alike, to unlock the secret doors of their own sexuality. Their guide, a lovely woman who was incredibly rich in sensual experience and human wisdom. So basically what I'm thinking is all these people, which there is a page that explains the group in the beginning and like gives you their qualities and stuff, basically assuming they're going to be going to this sex therapist, and it's going to end up, the way that she's going to cure them is by having sex with all of them, and all of them having sex with each other. And so basically this is just going to be a giant 70s group orgy, and probably badly written based on what I've seen so far. I've already started it. So sometimes I don't know if anyone else likes this, but I love intentionally reading like bad or cringy books. Like I have to be in the right mood, but I feel like it's just hilariously entertaining to me sometimes. Okay. This is on like page 24, by the way. So, quite early in the book. What, you will ask, did the five of us do with and to each other, with and to ourselves, with and to our hands and mouths and breasts and buttocks and thighs and legs and toes and arms and hands and lips and ears and elbows and sexual organs? Dressed or nude, supine or standing, experiencing or exploring, speaking or silent, we became a composite of the potentially full human being, lending those elements of ourselves which others needed, taking from them those elements which we needed. We joined our bodies in myriad postures. We breathed of one another to inhale the very essence of man and woman on earth. We reached out for the truth of our own sexuality. We revealed the yearnings of our human need. This is the story of our struggle to dredge innocence out of guilt, energy out of apathy, reality out of fantasy, and orgasm out of rigidity. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. And the last book I've got, beep beep nerd alert, is this book about the city on the edge of forever, which is the original teleplay that became the classic Star Trek episode. From my understanding, there was a lot of classic sci-fi writers that wrote for Star Trek, which is one of the reasons that I feel like there's certain episodes that are really, really good. And if you ask people, like, you know, top 10 of Star Trek the original series episodes, most people will list The City on the Edge of Forever as being one of the better episodes. And I would agree with that. I do think it should be on top 10. Most memorable, best written, most iconic, whatever. So anyways, apparently the writer that wrote this was not happy with a lot of the changes that were made to his script, even though this teleplay ended up winning a Writers Guild of America award and the Hugo Award. And yeah, so I just think he was super displeased with it. So this book is going to show you like the changes that were made to the script, the original script, what and then like the script that was used on the show. And basically this is gonna be a nerdy good time. What made me want to get it is in the back I see each actor has a section where I assume they're gonna be talking about this episode, and a lot of the writers. So I'm super interested in what they had to say about the episode and like what the teleplay was originally like what made this dude so upset about the what were the changes that were made that made him so upset about the episode, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's my book haul. We got a little bit of everything. We got feminism, we got fucking Star Trek, we got queer stuff, we got poetry, nerdery, we got it all. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.